Here we go.
I'm good right here.
That's not this type of show. Hi, everybody. I can walk.
I don't want to hurt you.
I have a bounce in my step. We are back together. It's been a long time. Hi, everybody. Look at the people who showed up. I know. Bless their hearts. Bless their hearts. Hi, everybody. Fixed everything. Hello. Thank you. Let's get started. Thank you, guys. Have a seat. Have a seat. Have a seat. Thank you. Thank you. Have a seat. I am grateful. Look, here's the deal. I'm grateful every day when people come to Eden Prairie to our, I call it our little studio on the prairie. But today especially, because of the weather out there, we had a lot of cancellations. So these people, these are good people right here. I love these, yes. They're determined. Now the people that couldn't come, I come back and visit us very soon. I get it. I wouldn't travel. I said to the producer, I wouldn't travel to see me. So I appreciate you guys staying home, safety first. It's been a long time since I've been able to say this. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Shane Wells over there. Hello, Shane.
I made it too.
How you doing?
It's good. I mean, no one really cares about me.
Oh,
give us the update.
No. Well, I said the last couple of days I've updated people. You guys know I've been sick since, I don't know, November. But no, I'm finally feeling, I told Jeff, our executive producer, this is the first day where almost completely I feel good. Like the cough is gone.
About time.
Yeah, the cough is gone, and the intercostal muscle that I damaged. I had a doctor tweet me yesterday to tell me what muscle I couldn't remember what it was called. But as I sit here, the pain has subsided, so I'm just grateful. And I got to tell you, I don't know how long this will last, but I'm not joking. I have such an appreciation now for just normal human movement and the ability to move without pain. And I said to my mom, I said, now I got a small taste. People with chronic pain, I get it, and I am so grateful, and I'm in such a good mood because I'm just happy to be here, and so thanks for watching. That's all I want to say. Yeah, I'm grateful to be here. So I'll say it again because she's right here. I said it on the radio show too. It's a pain in the butt when you have a show called Jason and Jason calls in sick, and it's a pain for the producers, it's a pain for the bosses, it's a pain for that woman right there, it's for Shane and Alex and everyone that has to kind of fill in here at Fox 9. And to say I'm grateful again, I can't say it enough. If I could take them all to Hawaii, I would. Well, I'm not going to. I'm just saying if I could. Well, I can't.
That was a tease. At least take us to the bar.
How about I'll take you to Olive Garden, Coon Rapids? How's that? Yeah, is that good? Yeah. I'm just grateful. I appreciate it. It's a pain, believe me. I would much rather have been here. So thanks to everyone that stood by. Now, I got a piece of good news that I wanted to start with, and then we're going to get to the hot dish. You guys know, and Shane rightfully makes fun of me. I love my 80s primetime soap operas.
Yes,
and
you do.
Everyone knows I love Dallas and I love Knots Landing. Well, I got the best, I got the best news ever yesterday, which maybe that's why I feel better. Forget the Theraflu and the pain meds. This made me feel good. I got a notification yesterday that I'm now being followed on Instagram by Victoria Principal. And now, this is why, everybody, this is why it's a big deal. You've heard me say this. Victoria Principal was my first girl crush. Like, I love Victoria Principal, and you guys know I love Dallas, and Pam Ewing, her character was my favorite, and her account is like Principal Secret. Girl, I use her skincare. I use her.
Did you tweet her? How did you come?
I tweeted her, yeah. I follow her on Instagram. She has horses.
How much did you tweet her?
Not a lot. But I love her, and I told her I want to get her on the show because all kidding aside, and we got to move on, but all kidding aside, Victoria was a Hollywood businesswoman before it was like in vogue. I mean, she left a hit show to be like a mogul, and you didn't do that back then. You stayed on your hit show, but she did, and now that skincare line, Principal Secret, it's still going. You know what I mean? She was way ahead of her time. So Victoria, if you're watching this on the internet, call me, please. I love you. Yeah, I love her. Okay, guys, grab a cup of coffee. It's time for the hot dish. Here we go. I can do that.
Feels good.
I can do that and it doesn't hurt anymore. Let's get started. You guys know the SAG Awards, the Screen Actors Guild Awards were last night. I almost said Gilda Radner were held last night. And the biggest surprise of the night came at the very end with the outstanding performance by a cast in a motion picture. Look who won.
And the actor goes to Black Panther.
To be young, gifted, and black, we all know what it's like to be told that there is not a place for you to be featured, yet you are young, gifted, and black. We know what it's like to be told to say there's not a screen for you to be featured on, a stage for you to be featured on. We know what it's like to be the tail and not the head. We know what it's like to be beneath and not above. One thing I do know, what did it change the industry? I know that you can't have a Black Panther now without a 2 on it. So we love you and we celebrate it.
It's fantastic. Good, great cast. Deservedly so. Fantastic cast, a great movie. I think probably our research team probably could back me up. Probably first superhero movie that won that award. I mean,
Yeah.
that's quite an honor and deservedly so. And can we just superficially acknowledge Angela Bassett is aging backwards?
Yes.
Doesn't she look, I mean,
Not changed.
not changed since What's Love Got to Do with It in 93. She looks the same. And I was like, why am I doing
Seinfeld.
I'm like Regis Philbin.
Or Regis.
Where's Captain Late? Yeah, I do. Notre Dame. No, but I'm just saying, that's a very old reference. Reg loved the Notre Dame. But anyway, they look, that's just, and then, did you see Michael B. Jordan,
Yeah.
with that thing around his tuxedo?
That's like the new thing, right?
It's a harness, yeah.
Timothy Chalamet did it.
Yes.
The last awards show, and now.
I should get a harness. It would send the bosses into a frenzy.
Oh, my.
Yeah. I'll wear one tomorrow. Oh,
What
yeah.
are those suspenders that go with like the?
I'll get a little Mork from Ork suspender thing. Yeah.
That's a good start.
Thank you, audience. They got that reference too. Yeah. That puts Black Panther in a good position heading into the Oscars. Last week it earned, you guys know, Marvel's first ever Academy Award nomination for Best Picture. Other winners last night, Rami Malek for Best Actor, which means, let's just put it here, sign the check. He's going to get the Oscar. We're done. Another sign, Glenn Close won for Best Actress. It's done. She's going to get the Oscar. Sorry, Gaga. And Alan Alda from MASH got the Lifetime Achievement Award. So that's, yeah. Have you ever, we got to go, but have you ever watched MASH? Have you ever seen a single episode of MASH? You?
No.
Oh, it's all right. No. Good.
Good.
No. I just mean, I get it. It ended in
Yeah.
83. So another winner was a bit of a surprise, was Emily Blunt, who won Best Supporting Actress for not Mary Poppins. No, yeah. Won it for A Quiet Place. And she thanked her husband, John Krasinski, who wrote, directed, did everything in the movie. This was a sweet moment we wanted to relive. Look at this.
I am going to share this completely with my husband, John Krasinski, who because the entire experience of doing this with you has completely pierced my heart directly. You are a stunning filmmaker. I'm so lucky to be with you and to have done this film with you. Thank you for giving me the part. You would have been in major trouble if you hadn't, so you didn't really have an option, but thank you.
They're so cute together. Don't you love those two together?
I mean, I still look at him and I'm like, it's Jim from The Office,
I
which is
know.
like my Dallas. I rewatch The Office
get
all
it.
the time.
Yeah.
Look at him.
I love that movie. And again, I'll say it again, and I'm not getting any money from these people. I love Mary Poppins Returns. If you haven't seen it, go see it. It's magical. Did you see it yet?
I sure did.
Oh, that's right. You didn't. Oh, let's not talk about that. Yeah. Actress and comedian. She didn't love it as much as I did.
No.
Actress and comedian Megan Mullally, you know, Karen from Will and Grace, served as the host for the SAGs, but apparently, even if you're a host on the show like that, it's not a guarantee that big fancy designers want to dress you. Listen to this. I couldn't believe it. Megan Mullally posted on social media that designers had no interest in dressing her. So she does her own shopping. She goes to like Arks Value Village. She apparently told the big design labels that that there was a 100% chance that she would be on TV because she's the host.
Yeah.
But all the fancy designers still said no. She ended up wearing a Gap. No, she ended up wearing a, wouldn't that be funny? Like Sharon Stone did that one year,
true.
yeah. She ended up wearing a black Alexander McQueen dress that she bought online, like we do. She insisted that having to find your own dress did not ruin the evening, but wanted people to know that not every celebrity has dresses thrown at them left and right. This doesn't make any sense to me.
Nope.
Right, audience? Like it's not that big of a deal, but this doesn't make any sense. If you're a designer and you want publicity, it's not like Megan Mullally is a small star. She's been on TV since 1998. You know what I mean? It's like, and she's the host.
I want these people who say people won't dress me. I'm throwing out names. Who are these?
Who's saying no to you?
Who's the designer that won't dress you? Because I don't want to buy. Not that I'm buying designer clothes, but I wouldn't if I could.
Yeah, I know, Megan. You're trying to be classy by not calling out names. Call out some names.
Yeah.
We want to know.
It's
yeah.
bad. It's bad.
Who's not dressing her? Are you that? Are you that shishi poo poo that you don't want to dress a sitcom star? I don't understand that. You know, I know a designer that will dress her.
Yeah.
Christopher Schwaab will dress her.
Absolutely.
Yeah, have Christopher make her a dress.
Christian Siriano does a lot of those dresses too.
Boop, there we
he
go.
always steps up.
We're here for you, Megan. We have a lot more to come, everybody, so grab another cup of coffee or some champagne, whatever you're fancy, and we'll be back right after these words. Good to be back. Coming up. As the saying goes, the show must go on. Or should it? We are dissecting Rent Live, or should we say, sorta live. Did they make the right move by showing pre-taped segments? Our panel weighs in. Then I am so glad I'm feeling better and back at work today because I love this woman and her show. Dr. Pimple Popper is joining us live to talk about her hit show and how she went from viral sensation to TV phenom. And even though it's 24 below zero right now, spring wedding season is actually right around the corner. So what are the hot trends in wedding cakes? You're going to find out. The Jason Show will be right back.
No, you know what I have that was really cool? You know how in Joey and Chandler's apartment we had the foosball table? I have the actual ball from the foosball. I mean, I have it in my toolbox somewhere. Why it's in my toolbox, I don't know. Wow. But I ended up with the foosball. And the other thing I took was, you know, the Magna Doodle that was on the back of the apartment door. It always had things written on it. Well, there was, so I clipped that at the end. And I couldn't fit the couch in my car, but
You tried.
But the Magna Doodle was cool because there was this one guy, Paul, on the crew, that he was the one that always drew whatever was on there. That he wasn't one of the writers, he was one of the electricians on the show, and he just happened to be the artist that kind of drew always something relevant to the story that week on the thing. So I stole it and gave it to him, so he's got it. So that was kind of cool.
Good for you, that's awesome. Yeah. That's great.
He's a good guy. I think out of all the friends, it's Matt LeBlanc, everybody, our late night rewind. LeBlanc with Fallon Friday night talking about what he took from the Friends set. I've always said this. I think all the friends are good guys. I think Schwimmer's probably the most reserved. I think LeBlanc is probably the nicest of the guys. He just seems like the most normal. On Mondays, we get a special serving a hot dish all the way from Hollywood. Audience, please give it up for our good friend Charles from TMZ. Hello, Charles.
What's going on, Jason?
Well,
how's everybody doing?
Well, I don't really want to know how your weather is. Would you like to know how cold it's going to be here in Minneapolis tonight? Are you ready?
Are you going to get out of single digits? That's all I need to know.
No. Are you ready? And this is not a joke. It could reach 26 below zero tonight.
And that's not wind chill?
No. That's just that's temperature. Yeah.
That's just air temperature?
Yes.
Oh my God. I don't know how you do it, man.
That's the face I wanted, Charles.
I won't tell you anything about, I won't say anything about 70 degrees or nothing. I'm not going to say it.
Thank you.
No.
Jimmy Kimmel's Beach House had a lot of police around it over the weekend. What happened?
Yes, despite the great weather, there was some serious drama around Jimmy Kimmel's home. Now, he owns a few homes in this area, but one of them, which he doesn't live in, not his primary residence, he had a friend staying there. His friend's name is Adam Perry Lang. He's a restaurant owner and a New York Times best-selling author as well. But he was staying in the house, and there ended up being an 8-hour standoff with police in Hermosa Beach, California. The issue here was that cops had gotten a call to 911 saying that there was a man in the house and that the guy made it sound like he was the person in the house, that he had assaulted his girlfriend, he had explosives and a high-powered rifle. Cops show up, of course, in full force, and they could not contact him, though. So 8-hour standoff before he finally came out. Jimmy's people say that his friend Adam was asleep in the house, knew nothing about this, and when he woke up, he walked outside and was like, what are all the cops doing here? The bizarre thing is they got arrested Adam, and Jimmy went and bailed him out, but the cops are saying they have reason to believe that Adam is the person, is responsible for making that call. Jimmy and his people say absolutely not, and phone records will show he did not call. So there's a big dispute here between what the cops are saying and Jimmy Kimmel, but it was a hell of a scene there at Jimmy Kimmel's house in a very quiet beach town.
Yeah.
You don't normally have things like this happen.
That is crazy. Okay, let's move on to something crazy just visually. So Andy Cohen probably had the most epic baby shower in the history of baby showers, right?
For anyone who's ever been like, oh, I don't want to go to another baby shower, you should know Andy Cohen, because if you went to his baby shower, you would always go to baby showers. Not shockingly, the guy who's the head of all the housewives had huge Real Housewife turnout from all of the shows. They were all there and apparently drinking quite a bit, because they were dancing on tables. There was no stripper pole, but they were certainly acting like there was one. John Mayer was there also, Jerry O'Connell, and everybody just went crazy. I think Andy will have another baby if this is the kind of party he's going to have.
I know. What happened to just playing the diaper game or whatever? That's nuts.
There was none of that. Just table dancing and a lot of booze.
Well, yeah, when the housewives are around, exactly. Charles, I'm going to go. We're going to let you go. I got to go to the store and get another coat, okay? So I got to go. Exactly.
26 below?
I know, buddy.
Good luck, man. Good luck.
Thank you. Charles
Praying
from
TMZ.
For you. You can watch TMZ on TV. Just check your local listings. I was telling, this is how good of a mood I am. I'm finding gratitude no matter where I turn. Before we take a break, I was just telling our executive producer, speaking of the weather, I just want to give a shout out to MnDOT, because, usually people complain about stuff. I think, the fact that we wake up and, the snow's bad and not every road is plowed, but the fact that today when I leave work, the main roads are going to be plowed, I just want to say to the women and men of MnDOT, thank you very much. They're just, we have a great system. We really do. We have a great system. If this was Indianapolis, the city would be shut down till 2022. You know what I mean? So thank you, MnDOT. Still ahead, we're coming up on wedding season eventually, and one of the region's best bakers is here with some of the upcoming wedding cake trends. But next, it is without a doubt one of my favorite shows on TV right now, and it's all about helping people. We are talking with Dr. Pimple Popper when we come back. Back in a moment, everybody. Welcome back, friends. It is, I talk about it all the time, and some of you don't like when I do. I don't care. I'm a proud popaholic because it's one of my favorite new TV shows of the past year, earning a best thing ever from me earlier on our show. Dr. Pimple Popper is now back for season 2, and she is changing even more lives, one pop at a time.
Rosacea is a really common condition that occurs. The rarer form of it is what you have, which is rhinophyma. Rhinophyma happens more in men than women, and it happens predominantly on the nose, but it causes a thickening of your skin.
I know I have a pretty serious...
That is a clip from this week's episode. I can't wait to see it on TLC. Joining me now is, I swear we would be friends if we lived in the same town, Dr. Pimple Popper herself, Dr. Sandra Lee. Hi, Doctor.
Hello. Thank you for having me on.
Oh, no. You have no idea. I have not been feeling well, and I made sure I was back on the show today just to talk to you.
Oh. Thank you. That's wonderful.
Okay, let me ask you, are you surprised? I said earlier to someone, it is one thing to be a viral sensation, and that's what you were for people unfamiliar with you. You are and you continue to be a huge hit online. But are you yourself shocked at the success and the quick success of the show?
I mean, who wouldn't be? I mean, this is crazy. I mean, this is all from pimple popping. That's what's insane. It's just been 4 years that I started to post something. And now look, we have, you know, on YouTube, there's over 3 billion views on YouTube. We have this TV show that is in its 2nd season. I have a book that just came out. You know, being recognized for my voice, actually just as much as my face in different countries. It's just bonkers.
What was your reaction, Doctor? I was wondering this. What was your reaction when you first get the email or the phone call from the network that they want you to do a show? Because before that, I mean, you're a normal person. You have a husband. You're a doctor.
Yeah.
What was that moment like?
Well, you know, it was actually something that I had to think about for a little bit, because I had this YouTube channel, I had social media, and I was in control of it. You know, that like this is now me giving my control away to somebody else, and I want them to, you know, make sure my patients are respected, that I still take good care of them. This is maybe entertainment for a lot of people, but essentially it's me treating patients, and I don't want them to be taken advantage of, and you know, this is sort of, you know, me not being in control. So I was actually a little worried about it. I was a little hesitant, but it has been beyond my wildest dreams. It is just, I'm so proud of the show. It is really kind of,
you should be.
It's next level. I mean, it just shows so much more. It gets to, I get to see how things have changed somebody's life for the better, something that I may have done. And so I'm so proud of it. And these patients are so wonderful to kind of expose themselves to the world for really other people to help understand that these skin conditions, people shouldn't be treated differently, or, you know, because they may have some skin condition that, you know, maybe is treatable or is not treatable. So I think it's really wonderful. It's education, but entertainment, and we're helping people. So it's all good.
Right there, you said it. I tell non-popaholics, or when I've tried to convert a non-popaholic, I say to them, I say, no. Yeah, there's the gross out factor, and there's the gawk, you know, the gawking aspect of it. I said, but she is really changing lives, because for some of these people, it is debilitating. It is embarrassing. It is preventing them from living their best life. Do you feel that when you're with them, doctor? I mean, do you get a sense of the power that you and your staff has?
No, I don't, and I don't want to feel that power. Like, I don't want to. There's a difference between confidence and arrogance, certainly when you're a surgeon, and I take that very seriously. I mean, these always still remain my patients. They're always number one. You know, when it comes down to it, I don't care about that camera being there. I mean, they're the ones that I'm taking care of, and I'm going to treat them the same no matter what. And what's so fascinating about this is, you know, I mean, this is continuing to grow and getting so even bigger, and it really, the only way that this could happen is because it's a good thing, that it makes people happy. It makes the patients happy. It makes people who watch it happy. There's not really anything negative about it. Maybe people start watching it because it's gross or shocking, but it really ends up being such a wonderful, beautiful thing in the end. Yeah,
you know, we got to go. I always like to end with a compliment. You know why?
Yes.
Success will find you because you're a good person doing good things for people. And I wish you continued success. So thank you.
Thank you.
Popaholic Jason Matheson signing off. Bye, Dr. Pimple Popper.
Bye. Hope to see you again.
Yes. Dr. Pimple Popper airs Thursday nights on TLC. All kidding aside, we got to go, but people that go, I can't watch that. Even Colin has to block the gross out, that becomes not fun after a while. I really do watch it because can you imagine having like a growth on your shoulder or and the humiliation and the bullying and the comments and people go into that office and she removes it. It's unbelievable, and you see the tears, men, women. It's a great show. Thursdays on TLC. Still ahead, the show must go on. Really? A mishap in rehearsal led to a lot of scrambling ahead of last night's Rent Live on Fox. We'll talk about all the drama with our panel of Rent experts when we come back. Back after this, everybody.
Well, the moon like a dragon, he just taking me
from Fox's Rent, sort of live last night. The show came with all sorts of drama thanks to a mishap during dress rehearsal over the weekend, which led to one of the musical's leads, well, not being able to do the show. But as the saying goes, the show must go on, and it did. Here to talk about their thoughts on this special production are Erin Schwaab and producer Ted Johnson, everybody. Give it up! Hello, friends! Hi! Well, for people who are new to the show, we assembled this team because you are a musical theater vet.
Sure.
And you have an opinion on everything.
Yeah.
And that's why exactly. Erin, let me start
I'm thrilled to be here with you, Ted.
Let me just start with a basic question that I want both of you to answer.
Okay.
Your lead who plays Roger is kind of a lead, right?
Yep.
Erin, would you say you're an expert on Rent?
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty much an ensemble of leads is what it is.
Yeah.
But,
he's a big, let's just say big character.
Well, yeah.
He injures himself.
Yeah.
You are Fox and you are the production team.
Yeah.
Did they make the right call in your opinion by doing the pre-tape stuff?
Yeah. I think they had to. And there were people posting a lot like, why wouldn't you put Adam Pascal in or Will Chase or all these people that have done the role so many times? But this set is so different from any set they have ever done this show on.
This is the guy, everybody.
It's epic and huge, and they're running around on this thing. There's no way that in 24 hours they could get every camera shot, everything that they've been practicing, because they haven't rehearsed just the show. They've rehearsed the show, and they've rehearsed it with every camera shot, which you don't do doing theater. It's not the way that you rehearse a show.
Ted?
Well, I was stunned that they didn't have an understudy. You know, I just figured every musical has an understudy.
Yeah, and Erin, will you explain the role of an understudy in theater?
There's almost always a swing or an understudy that is there for if something is going to happen, because inevitably things happen. And like, I have been in shows. My husband has been in shows. I've been at shows where they have closed the curtain because somebody has gotten hurt and they have to get that person off, reset, start where they were, and put the understudy in. Your job is to be prepared to go in at any time.
Are you shocked that they didn't have one? Because we've been doing these TV productions for a while now.
I'm also shocked, and I don't really know how the union rules of all of this works, if the Actors Equity, or if it's like the film and television unions, or what it is. If it was a union, like an equity show, you have to have understudies. Like, that's a thing.
Okay.
So I am shocked, but I'm not shocked.
Yeah.
Because, you know, there's a name. I bet they will now.
I bet if we do more of these.
Okay, they're gonna now.
So, there's nothing we can do. I felt bad for the cast. You know, people were ripping on the show. I go, what about the cast who rehearsed this and did it 100 times and now they don't get to do it? Okay, but we can't fix that. But they did do it. But
they did.
So let's put that all aside. We can't do anything. The show as it was.
Yeah.
Ted, I'm starting with you. What did you think?
You know, I thought the first hour was great. I thought the middle part, I sort of, you know, didn't doze off, but kind of dozed off. And then I thought it ended live, which I liked. And that was the payoff.
Schwaberini?
I loved it. I always love this show. I think the show speaks to a group of all these different groups of people, and it tells a really lovely story. And I thought they handled like trying to get people, give them context to what they're talking about, because the whole act up, fight AIDS, all of that part of things is not part of our general discussion anymore right now.
Yeah.
And so that's such a huge part of the show that they did add some things to it to help that, some narrative to it. I thought that Tom Collins was the most stunning thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, in my life.
Wow.
He started the reprise of I'll Cover You, and I was weeping like a baby. And my husband. We were both down there. I'm waving things. I was like, I can't even handle it anymore. Oh, God.
We just saw a clip of Valentina as Angel. Her singing, Valentina's singing was being ripped on social media.
But
that
she's
character,
not a singer.
The character isn't there for big.
I do think it's a great example of like the idea of what you have to do to be a musical theater actor. And I think people don't really understand how much you need to like train and how physically you have to be, you know. She just didn't have the physical ability to sing, dance, run around, play the drums. You know, it's a thing.
Ted, have you seen, we got to go, but have you seen
She was
Rent?
great, though.
Overall.
I thought she was great.
Did you see Rent before this, Ted?
The first show I've ever seen on Broadway
was Rent.
Was Rent.
Shut
Frenchie Davis was singing Seasons of Love from American Idol.
Sure she was. Why wouldn't she?
Aren't you impressed?
That is
He's
so
impressing
hot.
you right now, isn't he? Yeah.
A little bit, yeah.
And I didn't Google it before. I had no idea what it was about before. And I left there, I was like, oh, the music was pretty good, but I still have no idea what it's about.
I love it.
Yeah.
Give it up for Erin and Ted, everybody. Go ahead. One of the Food Network's most decorated bakers will join us, and we're talking wedding cake trends for spring. We'll be right back, everybody. Stay with us. Back after this. Okay, get back in the booth. Back in the booth you go. I made all of these. Every single one. Welcome back. With a lot of couples out there watching, planning to get married this summer or later this year. January is often kind of the kickoff for wedding season. And you can't really have a wedding, I guess you could, without a cake. It's one of those things guests do remember most about a wedding. Here to show us the newest trends for wedding cakes this year's Food Network champion baker and owner of Meringue Bakery outside of La Crosse, Jen Barney, everybody. Welcome back.
Thank you for having me.
I say this. I either like to begin an interview or end it with a compliment from my guest. I love your town. I love La Crosse. I was there.
It's beautiful.
It's such a great hello, La Crosse, on our affiliate there. Okay. Let's just kick this pig, as Mrs. McCluskey would say. Let's talk about trends.
Yeah.
Here they are.
Yeah, we'll start on this far end here.
Okay.
This cake represents.
You go. Let's switch places. There we go. There we go.
This cake represents extreme texture, which you're going to see a lot of this season.
Extreme texture.
Extreme texture.
Okay,
yes.
yeah.
Yep. This one also has a geometric base, which is geometric little hints and pops are very popular. And then we have a sugar flour too. Sugar flowers are all over the place, so this is made in-house by Meringue Bakery, and it's edible, has all edible leaves. And
that whole thing is edible?
All of our flowers on all of these cakes are edible.
You've got to be kidding me.
Isn't that fantastic?
Because that looks like the flowers in Munchkin Land on The Wizard of Oz. Yes. They're shiny. What, can really quickly, I don't want to spend too much time on it. How do you make, what is that made of?
If you can imagine a Play-Doh, but it's totally sugar, it's edible.
Got it.
And then you just start molding it and painting it, and with all edible food colors.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Next trend, what do we have here?
French macaroon towers. So this one, thank you. This one has multiple flavors. I think coral is the color of Pantone color of the year.
Coral.
Yes, yep. So you're going to see lots of pops of bold color in this one. And I think this is an extremely memorable dessert because who doesn't love something that's unusual, colorful, and it's interactive too.
And don't you think this Instagram time we're living in is influencing your business, what you do?
Yeah, it has changed. It has
changed everything.
Yes, changed everything. Yes.
Because guests will be taking a picture of this.
Yes.
I mean, they're like, oh, look at, forget the bride or groom. Look at that. Or that's or the groom, bride. Okay, what do we have next?
Hand painting, any type of painting with buttercream. This one happens to be painted with just edible food color. But anything that you can see, a cake can be a canvas for any type of artistic element.
Now, but what Jen means is not us painting this. A professional like Jen, yeah. Or do you have clients that want to paint their own stuff?
No.
No, okay.
No, we'll leave it to me. Yeah.
Do you see Jen's face? No. They shan't be painting my cake.
Yeah.
But so your crew did this?
Yep, and you know what? In a second here, I'll show you how to do it because it's a lot easier than what it looks like.
Whatever. Sure, yeah. That's beautiful, Jen, sincerely, that's beautiful.
Thank you.
Okay. I am uber curious about this. What are we looking at?
So we're looking at an unfrosted cake. Sometimes people call them naked cakes, but don't Google naked cakes because don't Google unfrosted cakes.
There's a lot of kids home from school today, kids. Don't Google naked cakes.
Yes. So this trend has been on the market.
Jen, you know we're going to get an email. Little Skippies at home. Oh, naked cakes. Yeah.
So this has been, you know what, we've been making these for several years now, but I would say in the Midwest, in 2019, I'm selling more of this design than any other. It's bananas. Who would have thought?
Really?
Yes. But nationally, they say it's on its way out, but here it's as hot as ever.
Okay. Now, what do you mean by, so how do you do this? Because I would think, oh, an unfrosted cake would be ugly. This audience, this is beautiful. I mean, this is... What's the quick technique with that?
Oh, you just bake a cake and just slap it on and spatula it off. I mean, it's so easy. This is so easy. Yes.
Spatula it off and you have a naked cake. There we go.
But this is perfect for barn weddings or rustic type weddings. See?
Barn weddings, you guys hear that? That is good for a barn wedding, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, now we're gonna take a break. When we come back, Jen claims I'm gonna be able to do this. Y'all know me, I don't know. You can learn more about Jen's creations by checking out her website, meringuecakes.com. We're gonna be right back with me trying to do this. Stay with us. That's gorgeous.
Thank you.
Baking champions, you all put in championship efforts.
But only one team can walk away with the $10,000 and those priceless bragging rights.
Those bakers are...
Suspense.
Jennifer and Jordan!
That's right. That was our guest, Jen, winning the most recent Holiday Baking Championship event on Food Network with her partner, Jordan. They beat out 2 other teams of baking champs to win $10,000 in the homecoming special a few weeks ago. We're back with Jen. Now, before we get to the demo, I have to ask you, because we, on this show, we make fun of Dancing with the Stars, and we make fun of those long pauses when they go, and the winner is... And they make you wait for like 20 minutes.
It's so dramatic.
Okay, on the set, I just have to ask you, on the set, how long is it?
It's longer than what it appears on TV.
Really?
Yes.
And you're just standing there?
You just stand there, yes. But it's so exciting when they say your name.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Well, it's exciting because you've been there for a half hour. Okay, what are we doing here?
Oh, now we're painting on a cake.
Okay.
Now, yay!
Yay!
Now this is so simple. You do need to start with a fondant base though, because that's our canvas that we can paint on with.
And I now know what fondant is. So
Yes.
this is the fondant.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you can buy edible markers. Did you know this?
I did not know.
Yeah.
What, that's an edible marker.
Edible marker. Yep. It's just food coloring in a marker form.
Where do you get that? Like at a fancy food store?
You can get them. Wilton has them at most supermarkets, like Walmart or
Oh, fabulous.
Yeah, you can
Okay.
get them anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. This one happens to be a fine tip.
Okay.
And literally, you just take your marker and you can start drawing on little flowers. And this looks complicated, but this is a pretty simple design. I think most people could copy this. They could. It's not that hard. Yep.
You're giving us, Jen, you're giving us a lot of credit. I'm just, okay.
But
so
for a beginner, it's nice to have the outside line set in place because then when you go into paint, it makes it so much easier.
Yeah. I like, when I was a kid, I liked the painting in the lines thing.
Yeah.
The paint by numbers.
You're an adult now, and you can do it today.
Well,
so this is...
Let's be clear, Jen. I'm not always an adult. Today, luckily, I am. Yeah. Okay.
So this is food coloring thinned out with some vodka. Yep. Yay, yeah.
I love how they get a close-up of me when they say vodka. Thanks.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
So you know what? We've got green, orange, yellow, brown, and I think I just want you to have fun with it.
Okay, I'm going to do a little. So what is this mixture?
This is just orange food coloring and some vodka.
Why the vodka, Jen?
It helps thin it out to make it more like a watercolor translucent color.
See, audience, we learned something today, didn't we? Okay, yeah. Oh, this is fun.
Yeah.
Oh, this is very soothing. I could do this for about 15 minutes.
So
yeah.
What I learned, if you do attempt this at home, it's best to do the fondant covering one day prior so it dries out just a little bit.
Okay, I'm turning it like
Yeah,
this.
turn
so
that.
people-
Look at, see?
I'm being very. I'm not. Look, see, I'm doing a pretty good job. I forgot that I was on TV. They had to remind me. I was so into it, I didn't even show you guys. But yeah, that's it. Yeah, I want to do a little bit more. There we go. This is fun, Jen. Oh my goodness.
So people are using like thinned out paint, but they're also using spatulaed buttercream. So you could take an orange buttercream with a spatula and do the same type of thing. You're gonna see textured painting with buttercream and with regular just colored food color like this all over the place.
I love that. Let me ask you, going back to the show real quick. I know I've had people, with diners, drive-ins, and dives. I've had people like my most famous example, Smack Shack. They always see kind of a rush in business when that episode repeats. Have you seen an increase in business because of your exposure on the show?
Oh, absolutely.
Really?
Yes. So we started out with a really small bakery, and we're expanding into a retail store into La Crosse this year, which is really exciting. But we have to, because we've way outgrown the space that we're in now.
So are you? So because it's going to repeat forever. Do you get people that go, "Oh, I just watched you"?
Yeah, all the time. It's so much fun.
Oh,
well, especially because La Crosse is such a community where we all know each other. Yeah, it's a great place. I'm so excited for when I go to the supermarket and I don't have my makeup on.
And people still say, "Hey, Jen!"
I'm like, please don't notice me. But
I
it's
know.
just fun.
I was in the emergency room half naked and a guy recognized me. Hey, there we go, yeah. Gin Barney, everybody. Thanks for joining us. For more information on Gin's Cakes and other delicious creations, go to meringuecakes.com. And don't forget, you can watch full episodes of our show now on our beautiful brand new YouTube channel. We post each day's episodes along with clips from the show. We usually post the same day episode, usually by like 2 o'clock. So search The Jason Show on YouTube and hit subscribe. My friends, we're going to take a break and we will be right back. Stay with us. Y'all know I tell you everything. I was telling Shane, the only thing I've been afraid to do since coming back is sitting on a soft couch. So I have like 80 pillows behind me. I'm trying to, feels good.
And he's not going to be getting up anytime
soon.
No,
I'll be staying here. I'll just say, anyway. Some leftover hotness for you. One of the movies that has seen its fair share of nominations this year is one of my favorites, A Star is Born, with Gaga and Bradley Cooper. The two teamed up for a surprise duet in Vegas, because Gaga has a residency there. Look at Bradley's little surprise. Them together. I do. This is their first time performing it live together. And I think the next chance we're going to see them perform is at the Oscars. I was going to say there's a little bit of controversy with that as well. This happened while I was out.
What kind of controversy could there be? This has to happen.
Well, the controversy is that the Oscar folks, and I don't know why they're doing this. You don't have a host. What are you going to, you barely have a show. The Oscar folks are only allowing two nominated songs to be performed. Only
that's not
two.
Right.
So Lin-Manuel Miranda, who was in Mary Poppins, wrote I love this, a strongly worded email to the Academy saying, "What up with that, Homer?" It doesn't make look, in any other year when the show is already bloated, when they have a host and they have a lifetime achievement this and that, I can see it. But you have no host. You need some. It is a show. People forget that it is a broadcast. It is a show. If you take those moments out, what are you going to be left with?
And who do you decide who gets to perform? It's not fair.
No.
I know life isn't fair, but it's really not
and
fair.
And there's really good songs nominated this year, and one of the songs they cut is a song from Mary Poppins Returns, the sad one where she where the quiet things go or something. That's one of the songs that will not be performed. And I got to tell you, I want to see Emily Blunt. I want to see Mary Poppins sing at the Oscars. Yeah. But no, they're only letting, I believe, Lady Gaga and Bradley perform and one other song. And it just doesn't seem fair. It just doesn't seem fair to me.
Why can't we just cut them down like a minute of each song so we at least get to see them all as opposed?
Sure, yeah.
I'm just saying, if we're going to say it's for time, at least give everybody an opportunity.
Well, and I don't think this is the years you should be angering people.
Nope.
Again, we do not have a host. We don't know what the show's going to be like.
Off to a rough start.
We are already off to a rough start. I don't know. And they're also thinking about doing some of the crafting awards. What I mean by that is like sound, costume design. They're thinking about doing those awards during commercial breaks so we, the viewer, won't see them, which I can... Nothing against behind the scenes folks, but it is a broadcast. And Betty from Anoka doesn't care about sound design.
Neither
I'm sorry.
does Shane from Bloomington.
No, exactly.
So sorry.
Tomorrow on the show, we all like to complain about the cold and snow, but why not embrace it? The guy, he's our buddy behind the North Movement, Eric Dayton, joins us in studio to talk about the Great Northern Festival happening now. It'll inspire you to get out and just go, you know what? We live here. Let's enjoy it. Wow,
Except
I'm really
let's
positive
do it next
today.
week.
What's up with me? Yeah, anyway. Next week I'll go back to being grumpy. But for right now, again, I want to say thanks to all of you. Thanks to Shane and everyone that filled in last week. And again, if you are a kid watching that's being bullied, you go out there and be yourself because nobody can tell you you're doing it wrong. Thanks to this audience who braved the weather to come see me. You guys come see me soon. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow. Okay, Shane, help me up.